Hey guys, Rice here. This is gonna be a quick video explaining my Vaal Molten Shell character that I've been playing for a while now on the stream. Many people have been asking for a guide and I'm finally making one. Hopefully this is gonna be useful and informative for some of you guys out there that really wanted to try the build. The basic premise of the build is getting a permanent Vaal Molten Shell up. And you can achieve that by using stuff like buff duration nodes and also increased duration on your the increased duration gem attached to your Vaal Molten Shell, and also casting temporal chains on yourself by using Shackles of the Wretched. All the gems, everything is explained in the topic below in the description below the video. I'm gonna try two weapons in this video. I'm gonna try with a Searing Touch, which is the cheap budget version, and then I'm gonna try with a Dorianis. And yeah, we're gonna see the outcome. All of this gear, very much budget gear, nothing special. Tabula rasa. You can use the 5-link, get rid of the Iron Will, and just use a 5-link. You're still gonna have enough damage if you feel scared about using a tabula, which is understandable. Maybe not necessarily with this build, as you're gonna see soon. It doesn't... There's a dog barking. One sec. Alright. It doesn't really need any special gear. Yeah, all of this is pretty much garbage. I'm gonna run a typical canyon map, nothing special, magic monsters, which is what you want in a map. Magic monsters, pack size, both of those very much benefit this build because it results in more mobs in the map, which results in obviously more souls, and it being easier for you to keep Vaal Molten Shell up at all times. I went with the magic monsters because I don't really have much currency in standard. Sadly, this character died. I came back from vacation and yeah, I went to a chain map and I died instantly. I don't know. I didn't even check the map mods, but whatever. Okay, you gotta get the initial charges, which might be annoying depending on the map, because you gotta use Flame Blast for that, but you know, 64 charges is really nothing. Again, right now we're using a Searing Touch, which is the budget version of the build. Right. Pretty much immediately we got the Vaal Molten Shell up. We cast it. We cast Temporal Chains on ourselves. And yeah, it's pretty much face roll from there on. The Prolift takes care of everything. Whatever you get hit for, the Life Leech always covers it. Reflect is not a problem because we have Vaal Pact in this build. There's really not much to say. Map clears depend on the mob density and... Ooh, would you look at that? On the mob density and also just how quick the mobs are. That's why Fleet or Frenzy, stuff like that in a map is always good. You see we are running out of duration, we can just recast another one. It's gonna display that it's 25 seconds, but it's actually, as you can see, a lot more because of the temp chains. It just slows down the... it just slows it down. Yes, actually just noticed that I have no sound whatsoever. What's cool about this build also is that temporal chains is always this thing that nobody wants, right? Like temporal chains, everyone hates that on a map mod. You pretty much love it. Not only does it extend the duration of your molten shell, but also it extends the duration of your potions. Again, recasting. It extends the duration of your potions. So you can see I'm running like 10-second Quicksilver flasks. I can run at Ziri's Promise at all times. I'm not being very smart about this. I'm not very good at making videos, so yeah, this might not be the best display of what this build can do, but you get the basic idea. It's really sweet clear speed, and it honestly doesn't require anything. As you can see, cast when damage taken Immortal Calls lasts like 16, 20, 25 seconds, depending on how many endurance charges you get. Which basically means you're immune to physical damage. You don't have to use cast when damage taken. I explain why in the topic. Again, recasting. You don't have to use it. I explain why. But if you're lazy like me, you probably will end up using it. You always have the option of self-casting it. Same with Enduring Cry, you can always self-cast it. No issues with that. You have no problems with like gem slots or anything. You can just constantly do whatever you want. Honestly, when it comes to the gems with this build, the only thing is the 5-link or 6-link chest piece. That's pretty much it. That's the only thing that's expensive with this build. Alright, I'm gonna... You can even see these are all of these basically are fire resist mob. I didn't get quite the map that I wanted to display this build, but even with fire resistance, they're all very much they're all just dying pretty much instantly. Okay, let's try with a Dorianis. I'm not gonna use a shield or, you know, I typically don't use a Dorianis. I had one in standard, so that's why I'm gonna use it in this video. Before, I never used it, I only used the Searing Touch. I actually have nowhere to put the Searing Bond, but that's not a problem. Okay, we cast... Oh my god. This is actually the first time that I'm using the Dorianis, and it's pretty... oh my god, it's actually really strong. Again, these are fire resist mob, guys. Pretty much melts anything. Like with any Ignite build, it's very strong. I'm hoping double resist. Stuff just dies. String Bond would be useful here. Obviously, it's always a little bit more damage. Especially with such slow mobs, they don't necessarily hit you enough, like zombies, skellies, necros. Those mobs slow you down a little bit. Mobs like Void Bears, all of those, they're the good ones, you know? They hit you 1,000 times a second, your Molten Shell triggers 1,000 times a second. Again, recasting, you always have it up, you can always recast it. So those are really the mobs that you're looking for in a map. But if you don't get them, as you can see, it's still completely fine. I can show you in a Docs run or something, because you know the mobs are more guaranteed there, especially now in the Hardcore League. Boss. No, you keep the blues alive, so it triggers more. I didn't even flame blast. I didn't do anything. Very, very tanky. You leech all the damage, always. And yeah, pretty much the end of the map. I actually do not have my macro on. Oh shit, wait. Oh my god, what is going on? Okay, wait. Alright, more than 20. Apparently I missed a lot, but you get the idea. I don't know why I missed so many. I guess I lost focus. Okay, and again with the budget version, we can try docs to see how mobs that are still resistant but more favorable for the build work. Again, we have to get the initial charges. I'm actually gonna get the Searing Bond just in case. Why not? Immortal Call still, even without temporal chains. It basically makes you immune to physical damage. Sometimes it gets scary because it doesn't trigger and you lose like half of your life, but you are unable to die to it, you know? It's just impossible for you to die to it. Again, maps are preferred because they have just better mob density. Everything's better about them when it comes to this build. You just clear a lot faster. The map that I showed, I'm actually probably gonna run a couple maps just to show how mob variety just makes a huge difference. Okay, see, it just triggers constantly. If you get the suppressing fire mobs, if you get void bears, ooh, that was some heavy desync. You can just run for a map. I mean, you don't even have to cast anything. You just run. Right, I'm gonna flammability anyway, but you can just run through it. Yeah, there's not much to say. You don't have to get anything like IR. Oh, that was an exile, actually. That's a 6 sock. That's fine with me. You don't have to run IR, you don't have to run auras. I'm running blood magic right now because I didn't have the currency. Well, I actually didn't want to bother trading on Nemesis, you know, Nemesis was pretty dead. This build is made right after Nemesis ended, so I didn't want to bother with buying currency with mana. If you get, I mean with buying gear with mana, if you get gear with mana, you can probably run Clarity and maybe even an additional aura, and on top of that be able to cast Vaal Molten Shell. As you can see, it's quite mana expensive, you know, 278. That's quite a bit of mana, so having 2 auras and running that on top of it, being able to cast it, it's quite difficult, but you don't really need gear with this build. You just need to cap out your resist, get a little bit of life, and you're pretty much set. Due to that fact, it's incredibly easy to just get, you know, mana on your rings, on your amulet, even maybe on your chest piece, you know, on your boots, on your helmet. Mana is pretty easy to get, pretty simple. Again, you just recast it. 20 mobs. I don't know why I'm missing so many mobs, but yeah. That's pretty much the idea behind the build. I am hoping this this video is gonna be informative for some of you people. Sorry about it being so unprofessional, but I'm just very used to streaming, very not used to making videos. But for now, I think that's it. If you have any additional questions, just please post them in the topic. Maybe visit the live stream, ask me a couple of questions. I won't be playing this build probably anytime soon, but I will revisit it in the future and hopefully see its full potential. Maybe some of you are gonna do it before me. We'll see. Again, if you have questions, please post them on the topic or on the live stream. Thanks a lot for watching, and hope to see you guys soon. Bye bye.